Are we on? Right, I just want to...
This is how we're going to open every single episode. Are we rolling? We're rolling.
I have to know. So I can start. I can launch into this beautiful diatribe.
That is our podcast.
Polemic. Is that a thing? Polemic? Am I making shit up?
Oh, like Polemic.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a word, but I don't know what it means.
You know, I think it's like a negative kind of... Let me look. Well, hey, we're gonna...
You look that up, I'm gonna get lettuce out of my teeth.
Oh yeah, pick that out. Jesus Christ. There's nothing worse than lettuce in the teeth, man. It's green. People, they're like, they got fucking...
Yeah.
Polemic. Look it up.
Polemic.
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 P-O-L-M-E-C?
Polemic.
You try what
Google.
The different combinations.
Polemi. Oh, shit. Polemic.
Did you get anything there?
Hold, please.
I thought pole, like Polemic. I think I was right. Polemic. Oh, here we go. A strong verbal or written attack on someone or something.
I think that sums us up really
So I was
nicely.
right. I was using it the correct.
That is what we are.
I wanted to say that, and then I wanted people to think I was going to talk about Donald Trump. Like I was going to launch a polemic against Donald Trump.
But that's not the case.
But then I was like, no one is even going to know what that word means.
Donald Trump?
That listens to this, polemic.
Oh.
I wasn't even sure. I was a little shaky on it, but I was correct.
You were correct.
Anyways, I could care less.
Yeah.
I know, I agree. I avoid people at all costs on special occasions.
Right.
I don't know. I get this angsty feeling when people are like, hey, when you meet like someone new or you're getting to know someone, they're like, hey, when's your birthday? And I'm like, whoa, why?
What's it to you?
We're not doing anything.
Nothing's happening on that day.
I'll be at home by myself. God willing, or whatever. So yeah, I always cast a suspicious.
Suspicious. Yeah.
I am suspicious of people that are interested in birthdays or what you're doing on a holiday. Oh, nothing.
Yikes.
I hope.
Yeah.
Those are like supposed to be days of rest.
Right. That's my day off. I'm not going to be socializing if at all possible.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people go to church or whatever.
Ugh.
And I'm like, you're this rest.
I'm not supposed to be wearing pants on Sunday, let alone going out into public.
It's like,
what's the deal?
Traditionally, you get 2 days. You get Saturday and Sunday if you have a traditional job, which most people don't have anymore.
Right.
But those are the 2 days you get. Why would you spend one getting up early in the morning and hey, maybe it's cool. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
I went there a few times in my early days.
Church?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm referring to.
It's, I think it depends.
Well, I went to a Southern Baptist church, and it was pretty boring.
Yeah.
A lot of just like reading of scripture.
Huh.
And then those songs they make you sing.
Hymns.
Yes, hymns, I believe they're called. Those would happen for, it seemed like a long time.
Mm-hmm. And no one knows how to sing in a church. Except okay, wait. Okay, so there's a congregation of like 20, and 3 out of 20 are like decent singers, and they sing very loudly. And then the other 17 are just kind of muttering their way through, and they just create this horrendous just cacophony of horrid... It can't be pleasing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I stopped going when I was like
good.
9.
It's not good.
I will say though, when I do meet people who are good singers, I'm like, "Did you go to church?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like, wow, you've had training from a young age.
Yeah.
And maybe they're the 1 or 2 persons.
Maybe they were sitting next to those persons,
Yeah.
and that's how they learned how to sing.
I can't sing, and I blame it on me.
Yeah, I think that's on you.
I left church. If I only would have stayed, I could have sat next to the
You
guy.
would have found Jesus, you could have sat next to the guy and become a talented singer, and you wouldn't need to have a podcast.
I know.
Yikes.
Well, all I'm saying is you should rest on Sunday. I think that's what...
This is what we're coming back to.
I think that's what
Sundays
Jesus
for
would
rest.
want. Hey, I'm not a proselytized preacher,
Yeah.
but I'm going to abandon that word. But I'm preaching, stay home.
stay home.
Just sleep till like 1.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, don't get up before noon. That's a waste of a day where you could sleep in. And this brings me to my other thing. Why do people work during the day? Is this not insane?
Go on.
Well, it's like, I get it. In olden times, you had to work during the day because that's when the sun was up and you had to go fucking milk the cow.
Right.
Or shear the crops or whatever.
What have you.
But we don't do that anymore. And it's like, the day should be for freedom. The daylight should be for freedom. We know, there's studies, you get the vitamins and the nutrients, the sun hits your skin, you feel good, you feel better. Why do they want us inside all day? Depressed.
Yeah.
Not getting our sunlight.
See, now this is interesting to me because my experience with, like, experiencing sunlight and that contributing to my happiness, this is very uneloquent. I kind of prefer to work during the day because then I get up earlier and go to bed earlier. So then I'm experiencing more daylight time total, even though I'm working during it. I, like, get up when the sun rises and then I go to bed shortly after it sets.
But, like, imagine this scenario. Imagine a scenario where you go to work at, let's say, I don't know where I'm going with this. What I'm trying to say is we need to be in the sun more.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
That's all you're getting at.
More sunlight.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to less hours worked during the week. I've read that some European countries do this.
Yeah.
And they have great productivity.
Yeah.
Sometimes eclipsing American productivity. Apparently America doesn't even have that great of productivity from its workers.
Yeah.
Well, because I believe, we're pissed off that we have to get up early.
Right.
And then we got to work like a job we don't like.
Right.
And get paid very little.
We feel like we're underappreciated.
Well, the appreciation doesn't really matter. Like, I don't need someone to, like, pat me on the back. I mean, the check, I guess, is what you're probably saying.
Yeah,
the check should
both.
be bigger.
Yeah.
Like, you could be a dick if you paid me well. I wouldn't care. But, if you're a dick and
but you can get away with paying me less if you're not a dick, though. Like, if I enjoy my job, I will take less money.
Well, no. I have to enjoy the job. It can't be, like, a job, but the boss is really nice.
Oh, see, but what I mean by enjoying my job doesn't necessarily mean that I like what I do. It means that I like who I work with, or, like, maybe my hours are really flexible, or maybe, stuff like that. So it doesn't even have to be the job itself, by what I said. But we're just different people.
Well, we are individuals. But,
I'm Chet.
Yes. But I guess all I'm trying to say is we need more sunlight. So forget all the work stuff I said before. I don't want to come off as a layabout or a lazy person.
A layabout.
Yeah, I believe that's what how P.T. Barnum referred to how he referred to the Native Americans. He called them a bunch of layabouts. He was using
I thought we called them savages.
No, well, he's trying to use them as some, P.T. Barnum, the circus impresario.
Yeah.
He was using them as part of one of his traveling road shows, and he probably wasn't giving them direction as to what to do or what, but they just kind of like sit around all day and like lay down and sleep a lot. And there's a historic letter where he calls them layabouts.
Huh.
Very terrible man.
Yeah.
But anyways, I love to work if it's like a job I like or I feel appreciated at. So I'm just putting that out there. I just don't like getting up early.
Yeah.
And I'd like more sunlight in my life.
Fair enough.
More sunshine.
You know what I just realized? I wonder during how much of your talking we can hear you chewing your gum.
I don't know. I should probably stop chewing on my gum. That's rude. Let me swallow this.
No, don't do that.
Why?
Because we have a trash can. Or you can just...
Why can't I just swallow it?
Do you do that a lot?
Yeah.
Are you a gum swallower?
Yeah, what's wrong with swallowing gum?
It's unsettling.
Why?
It's a big old wad of stuff that you're just... Gulp.
That's what food is.
That's true.
Until you swallow it, man...
I'm not saying that there's actually something wrong with it, but just, conceptually, it displeases me.
Let's get into this is a real conservative mindset you have.
I'm not very open-minded.
You're holding on to some very antiquated ideas about
chewing gum
and disposing of it or swallowing it. You do realize there is no, I know in olden times there was urban legends of some sort of health issue with swallowing gum. You can swallow
know that's
gum.
Not a thing. But it's still
then what's the...
I don't know. I don't know. You're right.
What about like what if I had a piece of taffy that I had been chewing on for like 5 minutes?
But that's that will dissolve.
I just swallow it.
Whereas the gum does not. Okay, well.
Maybe I'm just a swallower.
I'm team swallow.
I just swallow my gum. I don't know. I'm going to put it out there. I know this may...
Chet likes to swallow gum.
I don't love it. It's not something I do out of pleasure. I don't just put wads of gum in my mouth and start swallowing it. But if I have been chewing for a while and the flavor is gone, I will swallow it if the occasion presents itself. I mean, if there's a garbage can right next to me, I'll spit, but... I mean, at work today, I was spitting like crazy. You wouldn't believe.
Oh, my God. I bet.
But there's a garbage can right next to me. I can spit in it. Sometimes I feel awkward because there'll be like a customer right there. And I'll be like, I got to spit this gum out right in front of you. I just spit it right out. I don't give a shit.
And you turn back and they're looking at you mortified.
Well, they're looking at me. I can't really read their expression, but maybe it's mortified. I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I care about their, some level of their comfort, but... Yeah. I still gotta be able to spit when I want.
Right, yeah. You're a human too.
I am a human being. I have, things I need to do.
Like spit out gum.
And I will swallow it. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna need a swig of this Zevia. Let me try this because I'm trying to get their sponsorship here. Zevia 0-calorie soda. No sugar, no artificial sweeteners. GMO project verified. That means no GMOs.
OMG.
I'm about to try this right now. This is cherry cola. I'm going to give you a little review. It's great. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like a diet, like Pepsi perhaps, but better.
Wow.
So I'm not going to bullshit you. And I'm sure Zevia will appreciate this. I'm going to be honest. It's not on the level of like a Pepsi or a Coke. You can't get that. You cannot
literally just that it was better
than Diet.
Oh.
I said it was better than Diet. I said it was like Diet Pepsi but better, or Diet Coke, whatever generic cola. But it's not. You can't replace pure sugar or corn syrup or whatever they are. Like you cannot compete with that.
No.
But that stuff's toxic and poison. That's why it tastes so good.
Whereas artificial sweetener.
No, this is no artificial sweetener.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the key here.
That's the
key.
Zevia. What if it's Zevia?
It probably is, but for why Zevia? Zevia, damn it. Well, whatever.
What if it's Zevia?
Well, it's named after that plant.
Stevia?
Yeah, stevia. So then after you said that, I was like, probably Zevia.
Yeah.
But I like Zevia better. So
it's got a nice...
They may have to rebrand after this.
Yeah.
After what I've done for them.
Zevia.
So Zevia. I don't know. I doubt they even run commercials or anything yet. So
no, I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
It's in the air. Well, you can get it at your local Hy-Vee in the health foods section. It's a little pricey for a soda pop.
But you bought it anyway.
Well, hell yeah, because I'm trying to lose weight.
Yeah, how's your quest for...
I lost 11 pounds.
Nice.
Because of all this, because I've changed absolutely nothing. Except I don't drink... Whoa, you pissed off? Slamming the door? Recording up here. Oh,
it's Steph.
Okay.
Hi. I forgot that you weren't here. I mean, we're gonna cut this.
Yeah, we can.
You already ruined it.
Oh my god.
You got a milkshake or something?
Oh my god.
Hey, you want me?
Oh my god, are you shitting me?
Don't steal all the Reese's or I'll kick your ass. I was gonna say kill, but I felt that was a little bit extreme.
Well, you don't want to do that. It's being recorded, so if you do kill her, they would find that.
Dang it. Okay. I'd have to figure out how to delete.
Thanks,
them.
girl. You're a good buddy.
I don't know.
So anyway, you changed absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, here's my weight loss advice. Change nothing except for do not drink soda or pop, whatever you call it. We'll call it soda pop to appease
Inclusive.
to be inclusive here. I'm more on the pop side of the argument myself.
Of the spectrum. Yeah.
I am very pop oriented, but I'll say soda pop so we can cover everyone. Because Two in the Bush knows no geographic bounds.
Yeah. We're pretty progressive.
Yeah, so if you replace soda pop with a no sugar, no artificial sweetener flavored beverage like
Zevia
or Zevia or whatever.
Zevia,
whatever. All I'm saying is I lost 11 pounds. That's all I did.
See, so I'm happy for you, but this kind of thing just is really upsetting to me because I don't really drink soda, and so I can't just be like, oh, I cut out soda, I lost 11 pounds, and that's just really distressing. I'm jealous, I think is what this boils down to.
Well, what else?
I envy that.
What can we
Maybe
cut
I
out?
should start drinking soda and then cut it out.
No, don't do that. Well, I don't know.
That was a joke. I feel like everybody thinks I'm actually stupid.
It doesn't matter if they're in on the joke or not. Let them think that. We can have.
I have my pride.
We can have.
Anyway, so I mean, I've cut out things that I'm like running out of things to cut out without like I don't know what to eat anymore because I'm like I was like cutting out bread for a while that I quit. I mean, you watched me eat Jimmy John's, so that.
Cut the bread out. That's what I would say.
Yikes. But it's mostly gone. I mean, this is the first time that I've like purchased bread. In a while.
I've read, and I know there's some controversy with this, but basically, like bread and those kind of carbs, once you consume them and they process, it's basically just sugar.
Right.
So
shit just fucks you up.
That's what I've heard. I don't know.
So I mean, I was trying to eat like primarily vegetables and like lean meats. That's so hard.
That's pretty much my diet.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes
It's so boring.
I eat bullshit like a McNugget or whatever.
Just the one.
No, like I'll eat like 20 of them, but I don't know. I'm just saying the proof is in the pudding. No soda, 11 pounds at my absolute highest weight. Mm-hmm. Now this isn't what I came down from because I had lost a little bit.
Right. Already.
But I was at about almost, depending on the scale, I was at 155, which is huge. Huge for me.
I'm going to cut out where you said for me. I'm just going to leave it at huge.
I've weighed since probably, let's see, 8th grade, I probably hit about 120 pounds. Mm-hmm. I probably weighed that until maybe 10th grade. I started hitting them weights a little bit.
Wait, like using the weights like to exercise or like hitting the weight?
No, I was like lifting weights.
Okay, got it.
So I went from like 120 to about 132-ish, 135-ish. Mm-hmm. Leaned out. Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't believe.
Damn.
Well, I don't know. But, so I gained a little, like, weight there, but that was, like, kind of like, I don't want to say muscle mass, because that makes it sound, I weighed 130 pounds. But I was in shape. But, and then once I was done with high school and I stopped working out, by working out I just mean lifting, I wasn't, like some health nut.
Right.
I don't want people to get this exaggerated image, but...
You should see his muscles.
I went back down to 120. And I was at forever. And then I moved to this beautiful town. And then I suddenly ballooned up.
You got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You had nobody to impress anymore.
Put me up to 155 pounds.
Jesus.
So now I'm back down. Now I'm back down to 139.
Nice.
And I'm thinking I'm aiming for... Well, I'm not trying to lose any more weight, but if I do, then so be it. But
so wait, are you now fitting into your extra smalls?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay.
Because I got those extra smalls when I was around that 120.
Right.
So, I mean,
yes.
And I don't really need to get down to 120. I'm not, like, trying to do that or anything.
Right.
So, I'm fine with this weight. I noticed, like, some of my jeans, like, they fit a little better in the waist and in the thigh. I've lost a little thigh mass, girth.
I've lost some thigh girth.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm on that Michelle 2020 train.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what.
Toot toot.
We need to get them Obamas back in the White House.
Yeah.
Obama
Nation, if you know what I mean.
Yep, right on. So I'm just saying, I'm all aboard. At first, I was a little cynical about that, but I'm like, you know what?
Let's do it.
You know, for years when Obama got elected, you would hear these crazy people say things like, he's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
I'm like, when is he going to reveal it?
Yeah.
Because I want him to stay. I'm like, come on, put the horns out.
Come on, son. We're keeping you in the White House.
I know. Well, I thought you were taking over the world.
What the fuck? This is a ripoff. I voted for the Antichrist.
I thought it was real. I thought it was true. I believed all these people. He said he was the Antichrist. That he's going to take over the world, take over the country, and
I'm really looking forward to that.
Apparently, he's just a normal human politician who has to leave.
God damn it.
When his time is up.
Ugh.
What if, like, what's that thing? Like he does something on the last day. I don't know. What if the horns come out?
That'd be cool.
He fucking kills Donald Trump and some...
Mess with the bull, get the horns, fucker.
Yeah, does he gore him or what?
Yeah.
How does the Antichrist kill people? Do we know?
I would think either with the horns or, like, with his mind.
Okay. Does he have a pitchfork?
No, that's Satan. That's not the Antichrist.
Oh, what's the difference?
They're different people.
So, the Antichrist, is he like a soldier of Satan? How does this happen?
I think it's supposed to be. I think there's supposed to be like a parallel to like Jesus is to God, what the Antichrist is to Satan, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's really true. I don't remember. I'm not brushed up on this. So
is the Antichrist from virgin birth, or?
I think that some people might actually, like, that might be a thing. I don't know.
Well, I think...
Don't quote me on
that. Does Obama
that.
have a belly button? What's going on?
Oh my god.
We gotta check.
We gotta find out. Wait, what? No, he would still... Just because you're born of a virgin doesn't mean you don't have a belly button, because you're still born.
Well, I thought he was just, like, created.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean born of a virgin.
Oh, okay. I guess you mean, like, coming out
of like, if you're birthed out of a vagina,
I thought he was, like, I thought he just was, like, created out of air.
Well, I mean, that could be too, but that's a separate line of thought than born of a virgin.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. My theory was it's an apparition or whatever. Yeah. Is that not what? I know what virgin birth is.
Okay, well, you're the one that said,
conception
was he born of a virgin? Let's see if he has a belly button.
Well, I conflated the two.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm not up to date on my Antichrist lore.
Okay. I mean, it could be anything. This could all be... I don't want to say anything controversial, but this could all be made up stuff. So... This could all be stories, so I feel like I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
So, I say people who come from virgin birth don't have belly buttons. So, prove me wrong.
This has been two in the bush.
Bring me a baby born from a virgin mother and show me its belly button.
Jesus, we're talking to you.
Put that challenge out there.
Why don't you show up? Show me your belly.
We'll get off that topic. So children, back onto that. I don't know. They're like going to ask you questions. Like you're partially responsible for like educating them.
You have to decide how to go about that.
Yeah, and it's like that's stressful.
Yeah.
Like when do I start telling this things? When do I not tell it things? When do I start? Like, how do I want to pressure this thing into stuff?
What?
Like learning. Oh. Like you have crazy people that like the kid's like 2 and it's already like going to some preschool, preschool thing, and they're trying to create some sort of genius or something, some sort of baby Einstein.
It's tough. Well, and like it's something else that's different from this kind of, but like when do you start like just being honest with them about how shitty life is? You know what I mean? Like your kid comes up to you and is like, "Oh, I'm being picked on, blah blah blah." It's like, dude, it's downhill from here. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
well, it's like people will like stop picking on you.
Yeah.
Like to your face or whatever.
You're gonna miss these days because you're gonna hate yourself.
I mean, you'll come into the real world instead of people like picking on you, and you just get into this weird like sociopathic, like manipulative type thing adult people do to each other, which isn't
emotional abuse,
which is not at all healthier, but
it's more subtle.
It's a little more subtle. You do have that in your favor.
Yeah.
But man, you had a good point, but I don't forget.
That's okay. Or like, what if your kid is ugly? What do you do? Like, how do you handle that? Like, every parent's supposed to be like, oh, honey, you're beautiful, or, oh, honey, you're so handsome.
Like, there's definitely, like, parents who know that their kids are ugly.
Yeah.
And I just think you just
deal with it. What do you do with that?
I think you just deal with it.
But, like, what if your kid comes up to you and is like, I don't feel attractive, I feel ugly, I feel worthless, and you're like, don't feel that way.
Well, you know, beauty is like a social construct. So.
Oh God! If they got that answer, they would just be like, "You're saying I'm not beautiful."
Oh, I'm saying if you move to a different country,
you'll be good.
Or in some other, just find a society where they consider how you look beautiful. Listen, I can't change whatever culture I'm in at this time. I'm assuming I'm still in America. I can't change American culture myself.
Yeah, single-handedly.
Single-handedly, and it's like. Don't get it twisted. Like, you can be unattractive, and, like, there's so many people on this planet. Like, you can even find an attractive person to, like, be with you. You see ugly people with pretty people all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not just because they have money, because I see poor, ugly people.
Right, yeah. It's really interesting.
So, that's a thing. So, I don't know if that speaks to...
That speaks to the problem. Don't worry, honey. You can still find an attractive mate after lots of rejection.
You may. You can't guarantee it. You might.
I said you can't.
You see a lot of people who are single forever.
Right. Because they're unwilling to lower the bar.
But I'm just saying. And if you'll find. Usually, when it comes to looks, generally, you're either. I'm speaking from the traditionally, by our society standards, less attractive person. You're usually dating someone at your level, or you're overachieving.
Right.
So you have that going for you.
Yeah.
I never see you, very rarely do I see two unattractive people dating, and one of them is, like, way more unattractive than the other.
Right.
So I feel like you have that in your favor.
That's true. You're
going to date someone on your level or higher. So you're only, I feel like that's a optimistic way of looking at it.
There you go.
I guess maybe you could call that a glass half full. I don't know.
Would you want to date someone who's more attractive than you, though? Well, I guess you are.
I mean, I think, isn't that what everyone aspires to?
No, hell no. Okay, I mean, well, like,
hell no.
Here's the thing. I want to date someone who's, like, a little bit more attractive than me. But not so much that they, like, understand that. Because then you're all, I don't know. It's very, you don't, it's kind of like when you choose your friends. You don't want to be the ugly friend.
This may be a female way of thinking, or
it's
just you. This has never crossed my mind when I'm making friends with people, but
oh, it's so important to me.
I want to hear more about this.
Well, like, I mean, it's okay to have, like, friends who are more attractive than you, as long as you have one who is less attractive than you. You don't want to be, like, the ugly friend, or the fat friend, or the stupid friend.
I mean, I find that, like, everything usually, like, shakes out the way it should in a friendship group such as that. I mean, you do have people that fit those...
Right, somebody has to be that in each group.
Those parts,
And same with each couple, somebody has to be that, but I just don't want it to be me, because
So you want to be the uglier person in the relationship?
No! I want to be the cuter person.
You want them to be slightly less attractive.
Yes, I don't want to be dating someone who's out of my league. Like, I don't want people to be like, why is that schmuck settling for her? You know what I mean? Like, okay. I want to be the schmuck who's settling for him.
I hope old Tally isn't listening to this.
Dude, he's way cuter than me.
Well,
I'm fucked.
I hope it works out.
I hope it does too. When did you start calling him Tally? How did that catch up? Somebody's gonna...
I never knew his name, and then people just started saying Tally.
Somebody's gonna say it to his face, and it's gonna be a dark moment.
Unless I'm drunk.
Which is possible.
So then that very well could happen. Because it'd be that thing, it's like the little devil. It'd be like, it's like you're drunk, you can get away with calling him Tally. It might even be funny. Do it. And then my other part will be like, no, don't do that. That's stupid.
But you will have already done it.
Well, I know I can't make any predictions. I'm just saying, just know if I'm drunk and I meet him, this is the internal monologue. I'm going to be happy.
The devil and the angel on your
It depends on how drunk I am, because sometimes it's just like, once you think it, you can't stop it.
Right.
It's a runaway train. So, I don't think I'll do it.
Okay.
But,
good.
I think usually I'm really good at my saner side. I'm like, no. But every once in a while. So, we'll see. Anyways, I never really put a lot of thought into the dynamic, of attractiveness and whatnot into a relationship. Most of the women I've been attracted to are attractive. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've never been attracted to a person and then like...
I'm probably better looking than them.
Well, I mean, I don't...
Yikes, you have!
No, I haven't. I don't, because I don't... I'm sorry. I just don't compare. I guess I don't make that comparison.
I guess
I'm
just a better person
no,
than you.
No, I'm not. That's what I'm not. I'm trying to...
No, that's fine.
I'm really trying to like...
I think a lot of it honestly is related to being a woman.
I'm asking questions of myself now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grappling with this internally.
Grappling.
I don't know if I've ever thought about it in this way. I mean...
Don't hold on to this. Don't let this ruin you for the rest of
your life.
No, I'm
not. I'm just... This is something I guess I've never thought about. Maybe, and this may be... I think this... I can't speak for men in general, but... Or straight men, specifically. I've never thought about it in those terms of like comparing my attractiveness to the other person's. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, they're attractive.
Yeah.
And then you go for it. So,
yeah.
So I've had success and failure.
Yeah.
But then I do find a lot of times I'll be attracted to a person and it won't work out, and then later on I'll be like, why was I attracted to them? We had nothing in common.
Yeah.
That would not have been a good relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, that's obviously what they were thinking.
Right.
Or it could have been like, he's ugly, but...
but I'm going to go
But we also had nothing in common, so
yeah.
I have that in my back pocket too. Mm-hmm. So generally, when I think about things like that, I'm like, that would have never worked out.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have anything.
Right.
Compatibility, or even like that unspoken, whatever, that spark.
Yeah.
Chemistry.
That
thing. The X factor.
Oh, what's the word I'm looking for?
Chemistry.
No.
X factor.
Shut up. Je ne sais pas.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
That thing. Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. This is like this is a shift in my whole thinking of...
Oh God, I fucked it up forever.
I mean, I'll just... Man. I can say definitely my last relationship, or the current, last as in my current one when it started.
Yeah.
I didn't think in those terms.
Yeah.
I was just like, she's very pretty.
Yeah. She is very pretty.
I'd like to talk to her.
Yeah.
She was a tough one to talk to.
You're also very pretty.
Well,
You're both attractive people.
She tells me
You're
that.
good.
I'm like, don't lie. You don't have to lie.
Oh.
I was like, you can quit it.
Wait, she was tough to talk to?
Yeah. I didn't know that would be surprising.
Actually, I think I know this story. You asked her to a movie, and then she said no.
It is a typical, yes. You ask someone to something, they say no, but then they reconsider, and then you do it.
I don't think that's typical, really.
Works. Oh, I don't know.
It was a typical, you get rejected at first, and then they change their mind and come back around.
It happens in romance movies a lot.
Oh, that's true. But, in real life, you're the only people I know, I think, that I've, seen that happen with.
Oh, really? I had a good friend of mine, and this is funny, because I thought about this when the thing with me and her happened. Mm-hmm. I had a good friend of mine, he went on a date with this girl, And then, like, a couple days later, me and him were hanging out, and he's telling me about the date. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Sounds like it went good. He's like, yeah, I think it went pretty good. And then she sent him a text that was, one of them long...
Oh, God.
I enjoyed the time hanging out, but I don't think we're a good fit, or what, blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what the exact thing, but it was basically, like, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And then he was all, like, he got the text, like, I'm right there, and he's all depressed and bummed out. He's asking me, like, for advice, and I was trying to be the realist. So I'm like, well, you just gotta take her at her word. I guess it's just, it wasn't a good fit, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways, fast forward a couple years later. Well, fast forward maybe a few months later, whatever. They go on a couple more dates, and then a few months later, then they get married.
Wow.
And they're, like, very happily married. So,
wow.
he also, that's another example I can think of where, well, he actually got to the date, and then she kind of, like, backed off. I got to the asking out, and then was told no.
Yeah. You got a yes.
And then she came back, and she said yes.
They always come back.
No, that was the only one. There's a lot of times where I was like, they'll probably change their mind.
Nope.
No.
Did you really think that?
What?
I don't think I've ever been rejected by somebody and been like, oh, they'll probably change their mind. Oh, no, never mind. I lied. That's happened to me.
Oh, well, okay, now that we're putting this into, like, real terms. Sometimes I say things about relationships or women that are not true.
They're not true.
I'm just doing it for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build up this character of Chet for the podcast. I'm trying to think.
Chet in the bush.
No, I've never had... I've done the thing where I've had dates, and then after the date's over, in the back of my mind, I'm like, that didn't go well. But then the other thing's saying, like, I think they probably like you. Even if you thought it didn't go well, they probably like you. This will probably happen again.
You're just self-conscious.
And then they're like, no, I didn't like it either. And I'm like, oh, well, whatever.
Whatever.
So I guess that's more so
the
position I've been in. Or maybe that real hopeful position. Or maybe you make that contact, like someone gives you your number, and then you text them, and then you're like, they're obviously going to text me back, and then they don't text you back.
Yeah.
So maybe, I guess more so that kind of hopeful. Now, in realistic terms, I've never asked anyone out to anything, and then they said no, and then I was like, well, they'll probably come back.
Yeah. She'll change her mind.
I'm more just crushed.
Go home, drink a bottle of wine.
Nope, that didn't work.
Yikes.
Oh, man. I remember one of the most, it was one of those times where it was like crushing for like 3 minutes, and then after that, it was just funny, was I got happens to people all the time, but it's the first time to me where you ask a girl for her number and she gives it to you, but she gave you a fake number.
That sucks. What number did you get?
Oh, no, well, thankfully for me, it just went to like a disconnected number.
Yeah.
So I guess the hopeful side of me, her phone just got disconnected.
Dude.
But
she lost her phone that night.
Yeah. I've come to the realization many years later that she just gave me a fake number. Yeah. So that one I was kind of like crushed for like a couple minutes, and that's like, well, this was like a person I didn't know that well.
Yeah.
And I did ask her for her phone number, and that's like a real high pressure game to play. And she like, instead of being like, no, she just gave me a fake number, and I was like, that's okay, whatever.
I get it.
So I got over that, but for that first 3 minutes.
Yikes.
Plus, I told all my friends I got her number.
Yeah, so that's kind of, hey, what happened with that girl? Oh.
It was okay. I made the call in front of all of them.
Oh,
so I got to like, because I was like, if this like blows up, I want it to blow up like in front of a group of people, so I can just publicly, we can all laugh about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we've been there before. So that happened. Jesus. But, for some people that happens like several times.
Yeah.
That's only happened to me once.
Good.
So. And, anyways, it's another one of those things too where like, it probably wouldn't have worked out.
Yeah.
We probably didn't have anything in common anyways. She knew it. She knew it before I did.
Yeah.
So, good for her.
That's
I support
the reason
that.
She gave you the fake number.
Yeah, I support the fake number.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you did it.
Good for her.
It only saved us from a bad date.
Yeah.
So, in the end, I can only...
One less problem.
One less problem in my life. So, I did have hope for those couple of hours, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, you never got a fake number? Have you ever given out a fake number? I guess you probably give your number out a lot more than you.
Yeah, asked for. I don't think I ever asked for anybody's number.
Well, people have asked you for your number.
Not a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
It has happened, and I give the real number, or I... Have I ever said no? God, I'm a slut.
Do you give, like, the real number and they just don't respond?
No, I will respond.
Oh, jeez.
I honestly can't think of a scenario where I ever just quit responding to somebody. Like, usually I feel like I have the tact to be like, hey, I'm not. And I mean, I'll still, like, kind of bullshit it. Like, I'll be like, I'm not really ready to start dating right now. I'm just still kind of dealing with some things, blah, blah, blah. You know, and, like, the truth may be I'm ready to start dating, but I don't want to start dating you.
Well, that's usually the truth.
Right. But, like, I still, like, I think it's, I don't know. I will still, like, say something like that as opposed to just not responding. Because then you're left with this weird openness of, like, did she just think I was ugly? Like, what's the deal, you know? Like,
well, it still doesn't answer the question, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a little bit more closure.
Damn it, I had something to say on that track, but I lost it.
But I've never given out a fake number.
Well, that happened to me once, and it's for the best.
Yeah.
I had something else about this whole... You get numbers. Like starting conversations with people and this, like stopping them when they get boring. Yeah. I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Like I would meet people and we would exchange numbers and start texting, and then I just get bored halfway through. And I have to assume they were bored too. I couldn't, because I'd be like thinking, this is not working. Why do we keep doing this? And I was like, are they thinking the same thing or not? And then I just stop.
I've done that. Like, I will just stop replying if I'm not interested, and then, like, usually, like, if they text me again to be like, hey.
Every once in a while, they'll send like one more, like a try text. I call it.
Yeah, and I will reply to the try text.
Yeah, but then it might restart the whole cycle.
No, because I'll like give it another shot, and if that doesn't work, then that's when I'm like, this isn't really working.
Oh, okay, that's when you give them the answer.
Yeah.
See, I just like stop.
Yeah.
I did that a lot just because I don't know.
But I think it's also different, like, when it's just, like, somebody that you met in a bar kind of thing, as opposed to, like, maybe somebody that you know or, like, have had, like, dates with.
Oh, yeah. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tougher.
Yeah. Because most of these scenarios are, like, people that I've, like, chatted for, like, a little while, like, online or something, or, like, somebody that I've been on a date or two with, as opposed to, like, oh, I just ran into you and you're cute, I'm going to give you my number, let's text, and then see if we want to go on a date. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think I'd feel less shitty about just, like, not responding to someone that I just, like, exchange numbers with, like, randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, marriage. There's, like, shows dedicated... There's a whole industry dedicated to marriage, and I'm talking about not weddings, but the post-wedding, the marriage, keeping the marriage together, making the marriage better, keeping the spice in the marriage, whatever you want to call it. There's this whole industry, so you know it's fucked up when there's this whole industry dedicated to keeping it working.
Right.
I don't know. It just seems like a dicey... You're playing with fire when you do that.
Yeah.
Because you can take something that's pretty cool and now...
Make it pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's just...
But there are those, like, couples that, like, do it. And they do it well. And they're, like... You know, they're the few and the far between, but they, like, really make marriage look like something that you might want if you found someone like that. Like,
I know, and that's something to look up to.
Right.
But, like, what's wrong with just, like, not being married?
Yeah.
Like, you could be with a person.
Right.
And then if
you might spend your whole life together.
Yeah, you could. You very well could.
But you're not forced to.
And then you could also be like, hey, let's take a break for, like, heck, it could be 6 months.
Yeah.
Or a year. But then you find your way back.
Yeah. And
then you do whatever. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's... Ugh, I don't know. It just seems like a lot.
Right. I have a lot of... I'm not sure where I fall on this issue for my own life. Like, I understand both sides for whoever, and I don't give a shit if people want to get married or not.
Well, yeah, I'm not telling people not to get married.
Right, but it's just like, not for you.
I might even get married.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who am I to say?
I would love to be your best man.
I don't think you're allowed to volunteer yourself for that.
Well, I mean, we're two in the bush.
You're like... I guess I'll go ahead and be your best man. You'll definitely be in the whatever. What do you call that? The thing.
The
grooms,
party.
The party. You'll be in the party. You'll be one of the dudes up there.
Cool.
My best man may already be spoken for.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I mean, I was kidding. I honestly don't even really want to be in your wedding because I hate being in weddings.
Oh, well, see, now I would probably ask you the honor now just...
Just to piss
Just
me
to
off.
put you in pain. Like, hey, remember like 10 years ago?
Who is this?
I'm getting married. You're going to have to buy a $300 suit.
You're that guy
plane
that I
ticket.
did Two in the Bush with, aren't you?
I think you're still going to remember my
That was a
name.
good 3 months.
It's already been longer than 3 months.
Yeah, but the first 2 months were just us sitting on our asses. It doesn't count.
Well, we're actually doing it now.
And we're living the dream now.
Anyways, you can be my wedding party.
Cool.
I think most of my wedding party is mostly females,
Yeah.
so it fits the theme.
Yeah.
And then I have a couple dude friends. That could be something. I don't know how many of those things you have. I've been to weddings and you have like 80 of those
Yeah,
things.
Jesus.
I was like, why do you have so many? Like you
Yikes.
couldn't make a choice or
Yeah, just
whatever.
cut it down.
It's like I did not. When I was the best man at the wedding, and I love this guy. He's like one of my best friends.
Makes sense.
But I did not like being the best man.
I'll go fuck myself then.
You know, I do it on a daily basis.
This has been Two in the